दक्षिण एशिया है।
ये दक्षिण भारत है।
এটা দক্ষিণ এশিয়া।
दक्षिण एशिया।
आपका स्वागत है दक्षिण एशिया में।
मगरबी एशिया में
এটা দক্ষিণ এশিয়া। This is South Asia.
I don't think anything could have prepared me for the culture shock that we encountered. The sights, the sounds.
First time you get in one of their cabs and ride around, it definitely lets you know you're not back in the U.S. anymore.
The feeling, the smells.
You catch a whiff, it's just...
It took us some time at night to kind of decompress from everything that we had experienced during the day.
The trip that we took this time was a vision trip, a time to gain that perspective of the city.
Meet the people, see what the culture's like, see what the needs are.
It was a time to prayer walk, to ask God to impress on our hearts what He would have us to do long term.
There's so many facets to India, so much more complex than I really thought it would be.
16 million people in this one city of Calcutta.
2 million of those live on the street.
I expected the poverty and I expected a mass of humanity, but nothing like what we saw, nothing like experiencing the different religions, the Muslim influence and the Hindu influence.
We went to a city dedicated to Kali, the god of death and destruction.
I was glad that we were able to go to the Kali temple at the first of the week when we got there, because I think it really opened all of our eyes to truly how lost a place it is and how dark a place it is.
Hinduism has a tendency of just taking Jesus and putting him up on the shelf with their other idols.
It reminded me of the Old Testament when people worshipped Baal or Molech and sacrificed their children. It was that kind of energy and that kind of darkness that we experienced.
We took one day to go share with Muslims, and that was just kind of a neat thing, finding a Muslim bookstore. And then by the end of the day, we ended up in a mosque with an invitation to sit down with the imam, for 30, 45 minutes, women included. Talk to him about Jesus, what he believed, and just ask him some questions.
What does Islam say about Jesus?
It was exciting to be exposed to the Muslim religion, realizing and learning a little bit about who they are as a people. And God breaking down some bias and some bigotry that I had in my own life.
I would have been afraid to share my faith with a Muslim, simply because of the worldview that we get from our media in the West here. We kind of think of Muslims as being the enemy, people who are there to just kill us. And yet in Calcutta, we found out that Muslims are people just like us. They are doing the normal things that we do, going to work, going to the market, going out to eat.
Pretty much anywhere we went, they were coming up to us, wanting to know where are we from, what are we doing, and right there, being intentional, it's very easy to switch that conversation over to a spiritual conversation.
In Calcutta, amidst all of the darkness, the thing that impacted me the most were the pockets of Christians that we encountered.
Some of the stories that we heard of so many people coming to Christ over there, so many people believing, thousands of people.
They were able to develop a relationship with one of the home church pastors, Pastor Rudra Singh, who runs a house church. The house church experience was probably one of the most pure experiences of worship that I have been privileged to be a part of.
Probably a house that was started, I don't know, looked like maybe 10, 15 years ago, but really got nothing more than the concrete put up.
It was very basic. Sitting on the ground, very little distractions other than mosquitoes. He is our good shepherd.
They had a passion for God and a passion for Christ and a passion to share their faith with their friends.
Pastor Rudra Singh also started and operates an early elementary school in a slum village there.
Walking through that slum and seeing the despair and the filth, and yet arriving at a school called New Hope School, that was exciting.
There were about 35 children there that we were able to sing songs with. That school is going to really change that village.
The exposure to different cultures and the need for Christ in these other cultures has probably had as much impact on my life as anything outside of my salvation.
I think this particular trip really opened my eyes and my heart.
You don't really gain a perspective of how important, how urgent that call is until you go outside of that comfort zone.
They're not going to know about Jesus and who He is and what He did for them unless we tell them. And we can't tell them by sitting here and not doing anything. We need to be willing to go and to work with them.
এটা দক্ষিণ এশিয়া।
Come to South Asia.
Come to South Asia.
Come to South Asia. Come to South Asia.
Come to South Asia.
Come to South Asia.